This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening. Welcome to Headlines Now. This is your day's one-stop destination where we bring you all of the news, views and the number games that our political netas are toying with in a state that's poll-bound. Peer Mohammed joins me tonight from the nerve center of today's action where the battle lines are close to being drawn and strategies are cleverly worked on. While Orissa, meanwhile, is celebrating the homecoming of a collector held hostage for nearly 9 days. Another hometown here in the state of Tamil Nadu is grieving the loss of a second life in a far-off land. This time, the man was barely a young adult, 22 years of age. I'm Evelyn Matthew, and these are our top stories tonight. Game changers, DMDK sit down with the AIADMK for seat-sharing talks, but both party chiefs are absent. Bus day celebrations may not be the same in the city anymore. The top cop slaps the offenders with criminal charges, denying them of passports and job. The Prime Minister tells the Parliament only the implementation of the telecom policy was wrong, but adds any wrongdoing will be punished.
Basic policy, there was nothing wrong with that.
Meanwhile, the opposition attacks the government, says it constantly ignored the Parliament on demands for a JPC probe into the 2G scandal. Another Tamilian loses his life in Libya. He succumbs to injuries sustained in the accident that already claimed Murugaya's life. And global fears weigh down on the Indian index. The Sensex crushes by 500 points. Let's bring you the other day's stories that's making headlines. After 9 days in Maoist custody, Malkangiri collector Krishna is freed and handed over to the media. An uproar in the House on the ISRO-Davis deal is countered by the Prime Minister saying there was no question of his office clearing it. Suresh Kalmadi questions why only the organising committee officials are being targeted, alleges every decision was approved by the Sports Ministry and Delhi government. In Libya, India is set to evacuate 5,000 Indians from 2 ports immediately, while top companies will wait and watch. Fans seeking tickets outside Bangalore's stadium are lathi-charged. The organisers dismiss it as something inevitable. Now, while Jayalalitha is gathering as much power and numbers for the distribution of seats within her alliance, the DMDK top leaders paid the AIADMK headquarters a visit today, not just for conveying their birthday wishes, but for seat-sharing talks with the main opposition party today. Party leaders LK Sudesh and other senior leaders have finished their first round of talks with the AIADMK leaders Paneer Selvam, Sengotayan and Pollachi Jayaraman this evening. The DMDK Presidium chairman, meanwhile, has said that his party will not insist on a share in power, but their main aim continues to be one that of ousting the DMK regime.
It is one thing to take a political stand. It is quite another thing to decide about the number of seats. As far as the political stand is concerned, we are interested in ousting Karunanidhi's regime. Therefore, we are with the ADMK. As for the seats, we will discuss and decide it later.
Joining us live right now is our senior correspondent Peer Mohammed, who joins us with more inputs in what this could really mean in terms of the political scenario. Peer, while the DMDK played spoiler both in the previous Assembly and Lok Sabha elections, captains move this time with a main player in the state. Does it look quite a significant one?
Yes, definitely. In 2006 Assembly elections, DMDK did play a spoil sport, particularly garnering 8.34% votes and spoiling the chances of the AIADMK from winning power. And now that understanding the arithmetic, both parties have come together for the first round of talks. In 2009 general elections, the DMDK garnered more than 10% votes. And the AIADMK has a definite 35% votes. And also both the parties coming together means a definite 45% of votes. And also the left parties are in the AIADMK-led alliance. The MDMK is there with about 3% of votes. That means it comes to, with the smaller parties, smaller allies, it comes to over 50%. That makes it a deadly combination against the ruling DMK coalition. The ruling DMK definitely has almost equal share of like the AIDMK, with the Congress having almost the equal share of the DMDK. It will be a very challenging elections in the summer of 2011, and we will be seeing more of action, more of hectic political activity in the coming days, because another round of seat sharing talks will be on between the AIDMK and the DMDK. Then both the leaders will come together to announce the seat sharing, the final number of seats in the first week of March.
Right, Peter, also because of the past record, while some believe that the DMDK may have an edge over the other, but also considering that the MDMK, Vaiko's party, has been loyal all along to Amma. Any word on the number game brewing at the AIDMK camp so far?
Yes, the DMDK is expected to get anywhere between 36 to 41 seats. Because it is giving up its demand for share in power, definitely it is going to be a very smooth affair, the seat sharing talks. On the other hand, the MDMK, which lost many of its MPs and MLAs to the ruling DMK in the past 5 years, is likely to get anywhere between 18 to 20 seats, which they will be happy with according to the top brass in the AIDMK and the MDMK. So it is going to be a smooth sailing for the AIDMK-led alliance. With everything set in the AIDMK-led alliance now, the other camp, the DMK, has to sit with the Congress and decide on the final number of seats now. Yeah.
Right, well, I guess all depends on what Amma has to offer. Thanks very much indeed, Pete, for joining us with your inputs. Well, one thing's for certain, that she is one of the most colourful and controversial politicians. She is the queen bee of Tamil Nadu's politics. Ms. J. Jayalalitha is also celebrating her 63rd birthday today. But this year, the opposition leader has asked her cadres to refrain from big celebrations and work for her party's victory in the upcoming assembly polls instead. She's, however, also allowed her cadres to organize welfare activities in the state. The AIDMK headquarters in the city, for one, bore fanfare earlier today with a cake weighing at least 63 kilograms that was cut. But as for the birthday girl herself, the day began seeking divine intervention at the Chamundeshwari temple near Mysore, perhaps making a wish specifically for a victorious summer poll. Meanwhile, many of the party functionaries too offered special prayers across the state.
நான் நேற்று மதியம் அம்மா பேரில் 63ஆம் வருஷம் பிறந்தநாளுக்கு எங்கள் ஊர் மாரியக்கல்ல அம்மா பேரில் பாலாபிஷேகம் பண்ணிட்டு நேர சென்னைக்கு வந்தேன். இன்னைக்கு வந்து அம்மா ஜெயிக்க ஆட்டோ பிரசாரம் இன்னைக்கு ஆட்டோ பிரசாரம் அன்னைக்கு.
Well, in some more news from the city, the Commissioner of Police today sent out a stinker of a warning to 300 student offenders who took part in the bus day violence yesterday. In fact, with the cases pending against the boys, it means that they will not be able to, they will not be in a position to get a passport or even a job in any government organization. The annual tradition in the city, the bus day celebrations, turned violent yesterday when 25 policemen were injured. The city's top cop has now declared that no more unruly behavior will be tolerated and has also told the MTC not to give out buses to students hereon. The college principal of the students concerned, along with 4 heads of department, met the Commissioner of Police today to sort out an explanation about the stone pelting incident reported yesterday. He also assured that such an incident will not happen in the future. But when asked about the students' role in the violence, their principal evaded the questions and chose not to answer.
25 policemen have been injured. 25 policemen have been injured.
Sir, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Treatment at a private hospital.
Sir, I'm sorry, please. We maintain discipline on campus, sir. We know how to maintain the discipline.
Well, moving to some good news from the national quarters in Orissa, the Naxals in the region have released the collector They've been holding hostage for at least 9 days now, 1 hour after their deadline expired. And after a U-turn that threatened to break with the compromise reached with the government, Krishna was set free. The officer was kidnapped along with an engineer from Orissa's Malkangiri district. Days of intense negotiations with the government followed. They were conducted by 3 mediators appointed by the Naxals. Still ahead on the bulletin, it's a rock-bottom ride for the Sensex today. More from the deep downs in a moment from now.